Star Wars Armada, which traditionally not a campaign game, but this new expansion, the Corellian Conflict. We've got our first official preview of it that explains a lot of its campaign elements that it does bring to Armada, and I think it sounds really interesting. Basically, you have your typical Armada battles, and is the meat of it, but there's a new board which shows the Corellian system with multiple planets and what have you, and depending on if you're Rebels or the Alliance, Imperial, whatever they are, you have different bases on different planets. And before each thing, the player with, I believe it's with initiative or the Rebels generally, chooses if they're going to attack a certain base. And depending on which place they pick, the other player gets to decide how they're going to defend themselves, and there's different unique objectives. And if they win, they will destroy that base, and they'll gain resources for it. If they lose, the other person gets points towards winning the game. And the resources that you get from fighting on planets, you can use to either upgrade your ships or repair your ships, or to build new outposts that generate more resources for you in the future. So it's much more of a long-term planning kind of game. You actually have to think about, who am I putting into this fight? What ships am I doing? If a ship gets damaged, it actually may start a match with a point of damage on it, or with less tokens, that kind of a thing. So the consequences, to me, I like, because we've enjoyed X-Wing. I think we both liked Armada even. I think I liked it a little more than X-Wing.
I liked X-Wing more.
Okay.
But judging from what you've said, I feel like the problems I had with Armada, this actually fixes a lot of them. Because one of them, I was waiting until, was the fact that I felt like what happened when we played Armada was, all right, whoever destroys the other person's little fighters first, because then the big ships sort of just fly around with shields. But if you can get a damage on them, even if, like, next game it sticks, like,
right.
That's important. And the other big thing is, I do think, like, we mentioned this with both of them, and the game, they come with them. They come with scenarios, almost like puzzles. And we thought that was something that would be a lot, like,
even X-Wing had some campaign stuff, but that was pretty light.
And this is the next really big step. And we both said, like, that would be something we'd be really interested in bringing, because that's not just it's not like a card game or like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh! Where just, all right, I made my deck, it's this. You actually feel like, okay, I'm the Imperial forces, and this is my elite TIE fighter unit, or, you know, like,
and you know, you actually have, like, if you've got Darth Vader or whatever, the other team can't have Darth Vader, and if Darth Vader dies, you know, like, that's more significant in this than if it's just you're just playing around with a pre-made battle for no reason. Yeah, I'm super excited to try it, because I think it is the kind of thing that, I think that's the reason we don't play X-Wing and Armada as much is because it's only for 2 players, and
well, the big thing is just collecting all the ships, and it's the same thing like with the LCGs. It's hard. Like, you probably could buy ships and just, like, here's the Imperial, a fair Imperial, here's the fair Rebel, but, you know, unless you really choose to invest in that, in which you have very little time as it is.
Right.
So it's just very hard.
You really need a group.
But with this, I think where you could be a lot more like, okay, I really know I want to make sure I have these ships. Like, it's sort of like, it's almost like you have the pre-made decks that just know that they're good to have the fun story. Like, if you knew, like, this is going to be a lot cooler if I didn't have Darth Vader appear, or maybe I want to make sure that one of these ships can fly in or something.
Yeah. So that is the Corellian Conflict expansion. Comes out later. If you're an Armada fan, let us know if you're looking forward to that.